44, 44, 44. 132. 44 and 44, 88. 44 and 44, 88. Now, big deal. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 16 is the light, okay? That is the spirit light. 16 becomes 19, becomes 61. 61 is now the connected spirit inside of Saturn, coming out of Pluto. Like you see, if you see a planet, you hear any of these planets? Every single one involved in our life. Not just there in, oh, look at the galaxy we live in. Fantastic. And this guy, Mr. Tackmans, well, that's what he calls himself, thinks he knows anything at all when I know nothing at all. What's a planet? Does it have Earth? Does it have water? You want to come into me? I feed you, I teach you from the other world. This whole planet is a big organism, all directed by the air we breathe, by what brings life. So who am I and what is 88? I call 88 the arches, the H's, the dust of all. It is the dust. Reconstitute me. Bring me to life. Reconstitute me. Wake me up with your body. If your body is alive, I'm going to wet you down, squeeze you out through my cheesecloth. And when you think, you're not thinking the moment. I'm not going to say how you go back to your star, but we are days in advance. Tomorrow has already arrived, but we haven't definitived it yet. 44, 44, 44, 132. 44 and 44 is 88. You can have 88 on each side, 176 or 1776. I don't need to say the 7 twice. Once you're at one seventh gate, you're at both seventh gate. That's why they call it 7 and 8, because they're in one. The G and the H, the silent H, because the G speaks for the H. 7 times 7 is 49. G-R-E-E-N equals 49. And E-I-G-H-T equals 49. E and I is when 5 and 9. Three of them. 1, 5, and 9 all get 3 because they are the center of each side. They are the I. They are the vowel. There's 5 letters, the 5 vowels in the alphabet. A and I creates 10. 10 creates 39. It creates the sky, the above and the below. Because 1, 2, 3 automatically must jump into 4. 4 are the 4 corners. 3. You have 4 corners and 3. It's this 3 or this 3. That's it. Halfway in between both. 5, 5, 5. 5, 5, 5. 5, 5, 5. On this level, it's not 5, 5, 5. It's 9, 9, 9. On this level, it's 5, 5, 5. On this level, it's 1, 1, 1. Sorry, 1 is in 5, creating 6. Why do I do it that way? Because this is a vowel. The value of the O, why this is 9, 10, right? Why this is 9, 10, all the crisscrosses, 1 and 9, 3 and 7 are 10 values. Why this is because it's 3 worlds, okay? 3 worlds that came to create that 10. So it has to create it in 2 worlds. Now what I'm going to explain here is the I is in the middle of both sides. Since there's nothing on the left, I put a 0. Since there's nothing on the right, I'll put a 0. If you put something inside the 0, then that's what it becomes. Inside the 0 of all the pool balls is a number. It's a 0, and inside it's a number. It's an area. It looks like the batter's box. I got my bat in hand. I must be playing soccer. I'm coming into the game. It's basketball. I'm on the sidelines. I've already told the judge with the stripes. 33, 33, 33, 33, 132. 3, 6, 9, 12. 1 and 2 is 3, 12. 3, 6, 9, 1 and 2 is 3, 12. They're all 12s. 12, 12. 2 halves of the day. 2 halves of the day of 10 and 10. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 numbers between here. 3 numbers between here. 3 numbers between here. 6 areas of 3 numbers in between equals 18, the letter R. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of 1 in between. 9, 1 in between all. Just cut out the 9, cut out the 1, and it creates a star. Creates the, can you see this? Can you see this? Take out the 9 and take out the 1 and redesign in and follow this design. And you'll see what it creates. You put a wing on it over here, a wing on it over here, and instead of having this down, it's now up each side, and that becomes, there's a straight line across here, and this becomes your Magen David star. So what we do now is 10, 12, 10, 12, 22. B and B and V equal V and V. V equals to two sides in the center, two sides in the center. The V letter, which is B and B, which is D and D, double D. How do you create double D? With 1 and 3, the AC power. And how do you create number 4? With 2 and 2. It's 2 and 2 or 1 and 3 or 1 times 4. But we're already using the 1 and 3. We're already creating the 4, so the 1 times 4, we already know what it is. So 1 and 4, the 14th letter is N, the first letter is A, the second letter is, the fourth letter is D. It says DNA. 22, 0 gets 6, it's 27 and 28. Red DNA is 27. I'm taking off 1 because 0. What's the middle of it? It's 5. Bring me down to 23. But what's the center? It's 5 and all. 5 all the way around. This is 28, the cycle of the moon, 7 times 4, 7 plus 4. The center of the number 5 is 1 and 4, 5, 2 and 3, 5. There's no other 5. There's only 2 sets, 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 1 and 4, 4 and 1. 1 times 5. What do I get with that? I'm trying to remember now. Yes, 5 plus 14 equals to 19, the spirit, the dollar sign. The dollar sign, because I believe, you ever see these little black things flying in the air all the time? And you breathe that in, and all of a sudden, oh, I just remembered, sent in from the heavens. You ever see the little silver shiny lights, and then these graggly little things in the air? That might be it. I don't know. I don't care what anybody says. I'm telling you, that's what it could be. That's a possibility. It is it. And that's what the IT system could be. I'll just sniffed in another one from, oh, everybody stop breathing. Don't take Mary Jane or understand Mary Jane is the seaweed inside the mind that traps the information. It ties it up in the coral reef and it brings the mind together. Or right now, Mary Jane will cover up the hard wire that's in us. Put a little green so we can pass over the hard wire and see through what the blockage is. Obviously, my nose is bigger for a reason. They must have really had to stuff something into there. 28 and 28, because of both sides of this, equals 56. 156, 156, 99 and 66, 165. What is 65? 2 and 1 is 77. 2 and 1 is 86, which is 101 away from the 7th gate. This is Aleph. It's the same thing as A and B, but now it's playing in 6 and 5. Why? Because A and B now became 4 corners. And you're playing in between. And in between is halfway. Between this side, top and bottom on both sides, equaling to 2, which equals to the 6 dice. The 5 dice plays a double roll. It plays in 5 and 9. You turn it this way, it's playing 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers. You turn it this way, it's 1379. This way position, this is number 9, 999. This way position, it's 555. Playing it all in AAA, 111, because it has to play through the halfway life in 6 to light. 4 corners and 2 in the center, the halfway. This becomes 27. This is red. This is your H2O. Why is it your H2O? Because it also, the H is just like a vowel. It's partner, same design, partner, H2O, plays H2O inside of I. There are 4 circles creating it. I splits everything in half because I is in the middle, H is on the outside. One runs the other one to connect the 2 barriers. the arches, H2O, because there's more than one arch. In order to create this 0 over here, there's got to be a 0 underneath here and a 0 above. To create this arch at the same time, the 0 goes around the H. Goes around the H. The small dot of the pyramid here, 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 and here. When you have 4 dots like that, you get 1 O all the way around. Those 4 dots become Do. D is just like A. 1, 2, 3, 4. The D is in the first position. See? 1, 2, 3, and the D is in the first. Look at the D. But you know what's funny about this D? It's also in the 2 position because it's in the middle of the 2, but it's in row number 1. So it's now AB. A, B, C, A. AD. 3 and 1 is 4. 2 and 2 is 4. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 1 is 5. 4 and 2 is 6. 4 and 3 is 7. 7 and 1 is 8. 7 and 2 is 9. 7 and 3 is back to 10. This thing is perfect. F and I. If and of. Here it says of, and here it says if and of. 16 is the light, 1 and 6 is A and F, becomes the letter P. The 6, this becomes the touchdown, because the 16th letter, when added to 16, equals to 136, the laws of Moses. It also says touchdown, 6, 1, and 3 points. We have a convert and a field goal. We got a total of 10, 6, 1, and 3. And the Mayan calendar of 6, 1, and 3 days equaling to 10 twice a month will equal to the Mayan 20-day month of 18-month calendar. 6, 1, and 3, 6, 1, and 3 is 12, 2, and 6. So 12, 2, and 6 is now 3, 2, and 6. So there's a number 326 that has to come into here right now. 3, 2 is the doorway for 6. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 6 and 5. 2 minus 3 equals 1. 132, 66 and 66. 6 and 6 is 12. 6 and 6 is 12. Half and half. Half and half the day of a 24-hour day. Of the 16 of the passing light. 16 hours and 16 hours. P, 4 times 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. H, 6 and 8, 8 and 6, 8 and 6, 8 and 6 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 8 and 6 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 8 and 6 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 5, 5, 5 equals to the halfway of everything, equals to 1.25, or the 1.25 movement of the clock, that when you multiply 288 by 1.25 equals to 360, 288 is October 15th, 10 and 15, 10th letter and 15th letter say J-O equaling to the 25th letter equals Y says joy. Joy says 10. Because in joie is roi, and that is king, the tenor. Who is the tenor? Who is the tenant? Understanding the king, understanding the way these letters go. H and I, both vowels. This becomes the 7th gate, G, 7th gate, 33 and 44, 77, 77, 77. 7 and 7, 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 5, 5. 6.25 is the next number. I have to write that down before I don't write it down. 625 and 326. One other thing I want to bring out into this, so let me get this out of here, is back in 5772, in the year 2012, the missing numbers to the 7 world over here, okay, considering this is a 6, 26 and 12 equals to 38, the year of the church. 26 Z and L, her church. 26 is 8 and 3, the church. A, B, B and O. This is the year that says B and O. You want to say Barry Obam? I don't like to say Obama. Sounds like somebody else, like Barney Rebel. This equals to 32, the doorway. 32 minus 11, which is the corner that is added on, equals to 21, which is the cube. 26. 2 and 5 is 7. 6 and 1. 7 and 1. That is the queen. 6 and 5. Over here. 5, this is 5. And 1, this is Mars. equaling to 7. I'm creating this number 7 out of this. Maybe I should just do it this way. 26, 12, and put 51, 65. And then I'm going to put 4, 3, 2, 4, 8, 6, 4, 8, 7, 3, 8, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5. What happened to this number over here? I bring it into the 7 world, which is over here. Then I take it, 7, 7, 7, 7. This is Mars. This is in between 2, 3, and 4. This is the 9 birth with 6, 7, 8, playing with the 7th gate. 5 and 6 is the same as 1 and 2. This is the opposite side of 1 and 2 when you look at it on the cube. Then I take it and I double it. I go 4. 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. Then I do it again and I double it again. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 4 and 4 is 8, 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Then I do it again. This year becomes 5775. This is 7 years prior to the year my project began, the 7th year. In the 7th year, you see it, 2005 to 2015 is 10 years, but this one's in the 7th year. Not 56, 57, 65. What does that mean? I don't know what it means, but it brings my numbers and my thinking together when I see it. So one day, this says the egg of Aleph, or the time of Aleph. 5 by 7 is 35. 5 plus 7 is 12 equals 47. 47, like I started to mention in my last video or prior to this video, is the number 5, 14, 23, and 32 equal to 74. Jesus equals to 74. Time equals to 47. And the word, 88, the first consonant, the first letter in the number, 88, 88. Representing 6 and 14 and pull. 614 is the same as 625 because 14 is a quarter. Pending on what game is pending on how you're going to use the mathematics. And anyways, it wouldn't regardless to anything in everybody else's world. If it's 14, it means 14 of something. It can mean the quarter. 614, the pool ball, the distance is 8. Now I'm trying to write, the 6 and the 14 ball was green, 49.88. 88. The Q is 17. The V for van, which means 20, okay, is 22, and 17 is 39. It says the sky. And then Viet, which also sounds like wheat, which also sounds, like could be read as hot, okay, or anyway, or heat. The H is the 8th letter. 39 and 8 is 47. So it also 7 by 4 is 28. That's the cycle. 7 plus 4 is 11. That's the corner. 7, 9, 11. When you have 7, 9, 11, it's also the key because 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. The E world, the first letter in the E world is 2 is B. B is in the E family equaling to 2 and 5. 2 and 5 creates the 7th gate and creates 2 times 5, 2 plus 5, which is 0, 7, and 1, 0, 10, 17. Again, the queen, the head, and the tail in the B. It also regards as 16 and 67, equaling to 83, the church. 25, the second letter, is B. It's also, the 11th letter is also K. The 5th letter in B, 2 and 5. K is 1 and 1 is 2, okay, is the E in the A family. 2 and 5 is the 25th letter is Y. It's now the key in the A family because K is from the A family in the English, but in French on the other side, the K is a K. K becomes K or K. It becomes both sides of the A family, the soft and the hard, Je or J. The J becomes both hard and soft, but the H becomes an ash, but not the R. It becomes an heir. An heir to the throne. It's not an R, angel residency. It becomes the heir of the angel resident. AR, how they connect together. A and E, and A and E becomes O. So they're now A, E, and O, which is what is around E. 40. Once you get 40, you're around E. 40, 40, you're around E. 400 is because you've got 10 times. 7 to 3, 9 to 1, you got all the O's. You got the O around the 9, you got the O around, or the O around the 8, the 5, you got the O's around everything. You put an O here and an O here, it creates an I in between passage. You put a circle around this one and this one, they'll overlap because they both own the end zone. They all can get the end zones. So you start putting stuff over everything. Now, can you do it on the sides? No, all the sides will become D's. Only half circles. You won't see the other side of the circle. They'll all be cut off. If they're all cut off, they turn into D's. Right? You cut a circle in half, it looks like a D. And don't forget the circle. Another thing about circles and stuff. Here is the bottom of the U. But in order to make the U extended, I need 11. 1 and 1 is 11. But for the 11, I need something to pass, right? Right over here. Get it into the center. This is the bottom. Is 9 the bottom? 0, 9 is the bottom. The point of everything, it touches the bottom. Once you touch the bottom here, you now touch the sides. Once you get your liquid filled enough, you've now ignited both sides. One side and one side, the banks. 1 and 1, the 11th letter K. In between K, to hold up the two ends, we put a V. Now it looks like an M. Now it becomes the MK. But at the same time, the V is the 5th letter. 2 and 5. The 25th letter is Y. The second letter in the E family is B and E. The 11th letter is K. Passing through it is the A1 spirit. In the center, what passes through the center of both sides is the 1. You have 1, 1, and 1. 35, 37, 39, 111. This also says 2 and 5. The 11th letter is a K. The 5th letter is an E. The 2 and the 5 equals 25. It says key. And the key to the bottom of the barrel is this setup. It shows the letter M when you put it all together. The federation. This is the passage. Is this a tube? Is this a tunnel? What is this? Is inside our body? I don't know. Avenue, Eno, Avenu, Malcano. The avenue is the crossing over through E and O. This really is one area. This crosses you from one side to the other side of the circle, right? And this turns. It turns. It starts off up. This starts off up as a 2. Starts up as a 2 letter. You see the 2? And then it turns all the way down to the bottom. And then it lets you out. And you're on to the other side. It also has the reflection that the N in Eno is also 1. It's also in the same word zone. Because here's your Z. Here's your O. Here's your N. Here's your E, zone. So we have to turn it to where's your zone? Here is my O all around. Here is my Z from the top left to the bottom right. So where is this top left? I'll put my finger down. Oh, top left is now on the A. Where is this? In the 9. So from the A and the 9, I am now down here, up here, and down here. This is where I was before. Here and here. Now I'm here and here. From A to I. See the points? From A to I. From 1 to 9 to 7 to 3. 7, 3 are the wings on the moon. 7 and 3. I went 1 and 9. That's what my N does. The H. Don't forget, we must follow other people. I think the Russian and the Greek, their writing is beautiful. German, the sound is fantastic. For me, the vibration in what it makes me see. And it makes me see nothing unless I tell you something. Otherwise, I don't see nothing. This one over here, okay, this one is the 1, and this one is the 7, and you come over here in between. This one is the 3, and this one is the 9. So what happens to that into the next world? We now have the 1. It's the 7. But now the 7 becomes the 1. The 9 becomes the 7. The 1 becomes the 3. And now we're standing up 2 and 8. The cycle of 2 and 8, which was once 4 and 6, lying down as an animal or looking from overhead, to standing up. Man's head goes into number 2, and he gets number 8. 2 and 8, 2, 5, and 8. He doesn't need number 2. He calls number 85 because once he has 2, he has everything. And then he automatically, we take this design from the H that it was, and we turn it this way. Then we make the body. Then we make the body. And then either we become girls or boys. And then we just make the body stand out. And what do we get? M&M. We could be girl, we could be boy. Depends what letter it is, right? Here's your Eno. Things the way they are pieced and put together, we only know within our own perception. I look into my house, I go, really and truthfully, I'm going to ask you, if you make it to this end, I'm going to ask you a question. When you look at the picture I'm going to show you right now, just the stuff on my wall, I want to know, does it look like anybody can do it? Because for me, anybody can. Anybody can do that. I know. I don't know if anybody can set up a bike like that. I love the way my bike looks. But I think anybody can set up a wall like that. Oh, and I just did that on the floor over there. I'm going to be painting some, I don't know, dots. I mean, this is normal for any house. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm not done. And by the way, you must thank Mary Jane. I have to say this, if you made it this far, you're going to stick into the end. I know that. Okay. If nobody studies it, if nobody studies it, how can they just throw out drugs if no one is showing us the study? How many times in the last 50, take away the last 10 years, let's go to the 80s. How much was it fluent on the market? How good marijuana actually is for us? How much more do we know today than we knew 20 years ago about a drug? About a drug that was smoked in the 60s, that was well known throughout the world. Where is the information? How many people actually knew it was good for us? And if it wasn't, then why is it so good now? How did our thinking change from back then? How did we only see its ugliness? What changed in time? Nobody did any tests. It's not that hard to do a test. We'll do a test in the ocean. The seaweed, remove it and tell me what happens. Marijuana, remove it. Or don't test the actual reality and you shall see. One thing I want to talk about. Mary Jane was here from the beginning to heal us and help us. And our own power of the mind, receiving from the other worlds, working wonders in our body because they have all the mechanics. The last thing is number 17. It was the Queen from 34. You get 17, half of 34. Half of number 1. 1 equals 34. Neo equals 34. There was one other thing I wanted to do with this. It was something I just hit right now. Wow, I don't know where it is. I'm going to look for it. Just 1 second. It was just very funny. Oh, here it is. Here it is. How we get from 1881, doublet, 2772. Okay, red and brown. MDV, AC, and BBD, AC/DC. In this you get BBDB, decibels, 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 AC. Here, 28, the cycle I mentioned before, equaling to 10. 1 and 2 equals to 3. 2 and 7 equals to 9. 1 and 8 equals to 9. 7 and 8 equals to 15. 7 and 7 equals to 14. 8 and 8 equals to 16. Betty, Wilma, Fred, and Barney. That's what this does. That's what this does. I, B, red barn. I'll be in the red barn. Betty, Wilma, Fred, and Barney. Bread. Fred and red. Brown and red. 2772. Betty, the letter Y and the two letter Y's for earth and life. Betty. The split with the two, B-E-T, bet. Bring in the light. Bring in the DNA and bring in the key to the doorway. The heaven of birth of H and A, Harry, Red Harry. Red Harry creation of light, the cycle of 28. Piano is the ring. NO 1145. Pi 3.1. If you want to go A before N equals to M. This equals to 13. 13, 14, 15. Mano. Omen. In piano. 3.1415. 29, 92, 65. Pi piano. Sex inside the piano, the 24th key. And 3 equals 27 is the center. C is the third key. The 24th key is the third key. A, B, C. C by 24 is the first part of the week. It's 72 hours. 3x. C is the third day of the week. There's only 7 keys, so for every key there's a day of the week, so I can do that. 324. Third letter C. 24th letter X. 5, 6, Aleph. 3 and 4, 7. 3 and 2, 5. 4 and 2, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The only one you don't get is 1. You add up to that, you get 27. C and E, the same thing as we had before. How do we get 3? The only way to 3 is 2 and 1. And if you have to go to 2 and 1 with 3, you must go 2, 1, and 2. This connects the 10-10 world. The H letter, 15, 51, 77, and 74, 47 by 33 when Jesus was born. Megabyte, is this megabyte? No, I'm not going to get into that now, but 1024 MB becomes 1624, becomes the blue world. What is this over here? First base, second base, third base, right? And then this is home plate. So you leave and you come back to here, so this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15. 15 brings you home. But why is it 9? Why? Because this is the way 15 is. 1, and you finish 2, 3, 4, 5. You finish on 5 is 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals to 15. 6 and 9 is 15. Rotation. Now what is a triangle? Have you ever seen a triangle, what a triangle does? Have you ever seen what a triangle does? Everybody must have seen what a triangle does. Here's your triangle. Here's the one part of the triangle. You notice the hourglass? Here's the other point of the triangle. Here's this 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 point of the triangle. And here's this point of the triangle. Right? It's not so hard to take half that part of the triangle and just corner off its side, right? Creating the R letter. Then you create the R. You create the A and R. What is the R? The R is the A and R. Now, where do we get the E? How do we have the E in the AR? Well, this one is split in half. I can't do it that way. So that becomes the ER and the AR that is made in this. I know I make it up, but I make it up because it's true. It's going to happen. I can do a video that's much better than this and show it to you where it seems a little bit different. At the same time that I did do this, I'm going to show you the other part of the hourglass. Because every time you get to the bottom, when you're on the land, right, even if you don't want to say this, Here's the letter R. It's closed at the bottom. Close the top, close the bottom, just like a B. The only reason it's like that is because you're walking on land, and that's your footing over here. Your feet stop on the land; they don't go onto it, right? Well, there's the land. It just here's your R, here's your hourglass. You're carrying on your each step that you take in time. This is the right angle. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is can I do it on this side? Look what happens when I do it on the other side. When I do it on the other side, on the outside and on the inside. Why didn't I create the E on the inside? Why did I create it to the outside? Should I have went to the inside, and what would it do? Does this create the B within? Is this the top part of the hourglass? These are things I will have to work on. Why can I do it here or there? Maybe it's the water jug at the top. I don't know yet, but I will see it. Here is one part of your 8. Raphael, in an extra long video that I'm not sure where I took you, but I do know that within the future I will see clearer. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus, coming into the year and out of the year 57, 75 to 76. Thank you for watching. 76 times 76, multiply it, then add 152.